Did you know in Iron Man, we almost got a lot more of Obadiah Stane? Originally, Jeff Bridges stated that Stane was supposed to survive in the final climactic battle with Tony. Stark would have opened up the suit to show that there was no corpse inside, and this would have opened up the possibility of using Stane in future entries. Did you know in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? The form of execution that Tina is about to experience, being seated on a chair and submerged into a pool of water, is based on an execution, punishment, and trial method used during the Salem witch trials. A person accused of being a witch would be strapped into the dunking chair and submerged underwater. The chair was attached to a long wooden beam, usually located alongside a pond or river, and was lowered into the water. If the person sank, they were pronounced innocent. If the person floated, they were pronounced a witch. Did you know in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, the ship in the flashback scene with Jack Sparrow is actually called the Wicked Wench? It turns out that this ship is actually the Black Pearl. It gets its name after Davy Jones raises it from the depths, but it was first set on fire and sunk to the bottom by Beckett when Jack decided not to sell slaves for him. Did you know in Interstellar, the ticking sound during the wave scene has a hidden meaning? When the Endurance crew lands on a new planet filled with water, it's revealed that every hour spent on the planet is equivalent to 7 years on Earth. The scene is made even more intense by the incredible Hans Zimmer score. And amongst the panic, you can hear ticking sounds in the background. Each tick is roughly 1.25 seconds apart, which equates to 1 day back on Earth. So every time you hear a tick during this scene, you know another day has passed. Did you know in Silver Linings Playbook? Just like his character in the film, Bradley Cooper is from Philadelphia and is a huge Philadelphia Eagles fan. It's also worth noting that all of the results of the Eagles and Phillies games mentioned in the movie are real and were actually played in 2008. Moreover, in 2018, when the Eagles ultimately won their first ever Super Bowl, Cooper was in the stadium attending the game. He was often shown on camera, with the commentators reminding viewers of his Philadelphia upbringing and his role as an Eagles superfan in Silver Linings Playbook. Did you know in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we almost got 2 other cameos in this series? Both Florence Pugh and Chris Evans filmed cameos as Yelena and Steve. Their scenes were later taken out. Florence's scenes were taken out due to the fact that the Black Widow movie had been postponed, therefore her character hadn't been introduced yet. As for Chris's scenes, no one knows why they were taken out of the series' final cut. Did you know in King Richard, actors Sania Sidney and Demi Singleton, who play young Serena and Venus Williams, got tennis training by the sisters themselves? In order to make sure their technique, stance, posture, and forehand and backhand form were on point, the 2 highly decorated sisters personally helped the 2 young actors to resemble them at that age. Venus said it was sweet seeing the 2 younger girls together off camera, as they would act so much like herself and Serena at that age, holding hands and ultimately just getting along. Did you know in The Punisher, things ended up getting filmed in a much different direction than originally intended? Jonathan Hensley had a very different vision for The Punisher. He originally asked for a budget of somewhere in the region of $64 million, but the studio only gave him $30 million instead. On top of that, they only gave him 52 days to shoot the movie. He had to rewrite a lot of his original script to fit the new budget and schedule that he'd been given. The movie ended up surprising Marvel Studios by selling nearly 2 million DVD copies in its first 5 days.